2, 4, Alamarine, then 3 more, Alamarine, if you can see.
It was a test to see if you were ready to take my place, and you failed miserably.
The Nagus. We introduced the Nagus.
I put that on my list.
You like the Nagus, huh?
I like the Ferengis in general.
Okay.
In Deep Space Nine.
Me too.
Yeah. They're usually fun episodes.
I really like the Magnificent Ferengi.
That's a good one. House of Quark.
Yeah.
Is a good one.
Yeah.
Little Green Men is a good one.
Yes.
Much better. There's a lot of good Ferengi stuff in Deep Space Nine.
Yep. So this is the Nagus dies. And
The Nagus is like the big leader of the Ferengi Empire.
Yes.
Seems like he knows Quark. Are they related? Is there some reason Quark would know, like, the Emperor of the Ferengi Empire? Quark?
I think all mildly successful Ferengis are on the...
I mean, he runs a bar, not like a Ferengi Fortune 500 company.
I ran into your cousin Barbo recently. He told me how the two of you sold those defective warp drives to the Terrahog government. Very clever.
Oh, it was nothing. The Terrahogians are incredibly gullible people.
He might have done some research because he was going to the station specifically, and he complimented Quark for having the foresight of putting his bar on the station where a wormhole would be.
Yeah, that's all deceit anyway, but yes.
It's all deceit because the Nagus has a ulterior motive to elect Quark as the Nagus.
The new Grand Nagus, Quark!
Wow! Was successful because he quote unquote dies, but the plot is really just to test his own son.
Yes.
To see if he has the lobes for business, which he doesn't.
You could learn from his example.
And so Quark is used as a pawn in the Nagus's scheme. He's given a taste of power for a second, and that's when his brother tries to kill him.
I love that his brother tries to kill him.
And then Quark forgives him and even is proud of him.
Well, they kind of treat the Ferengi like the Addams family. Like, or like Rom tells Nog, go to your room and no studying. That's an Addams family joke. Business or pleasure? Is there a difference?
Yes.
Tell me, is the Grand Nagus here on business or pleasure? Is there a difference? No, of course not.
Never let family get in the way of profit. The Nagus' whole speech, where they're excited about the Gamma Quadrant because nobody there knows their reputation.
Yeah.
They're like comedy villains.
Yeah. They're
Comedy
self-aware
evil.
that they're sleazy.
Yeah.
They're the comic relief of the show. Some of them are just dirty and awful, but Quark has heart, and that's what makes him a great character.
Yes.
I'm going to make you the assistant manager of policy and clientele here at Quark's.
What exactly does that mean?
How should I know? Just made it up. Come on, I'll buy you a drink.
Quark's shining moments come later on. Quark eventually, he out-logics a Vulcan, and he out-honors a Klingon. He's special, that Quark.
You've been most helpful.
Don't let it get around.
Odo has a medical emergency, and Quark actually runs to get help. Even though Odo is his arch nemesis early on, because Odo wants nothing more than to have Quark in his cell. And they're always at odds, they're always trying to outsmart each other and blah, blah, blah. And when Quark has a moment to just kind of like walk the other way after Odo has a medical emergency, he doesn't. He goes in and gets help.
I think Quark appreciates having somebody around that keeps him on his toes. I think he thinks that Odo keeps him sharp. Yeah.
Doesn't get lazy.
Yeah.
They're a great duo.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm watching you, Quark.
And I'm watching you, Jadzia.
Well, speaking of Odo, Vortex. I have this as one of my favorites.
Vortex is one of my favorites too.
Odo, there's a fugitive named Croden, and this is also a Quark episode too. This guy Croden comes to the station, and there's these twin aliens called Miradorns. They're bad guys, and they're there to make a deal with Quark.
Quark is there to buy stolen merchandise. But
Sure.
Quark is going to double cross them.
Right.
Because he has hired this guy from the other side of the wormhole to pretend to rob them. But it goes wrong.
Croden then accidentally kills, because Odo gets involved. Odo disguises himself as a glass, I think.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Does it annoy you that Odo can perfectly mimic like a chair or a glass, but his best attempt as a human face is Play-Doh? Does that bother you?
No.
Okay.
It's a chair or glass seem easier than a face.
Okay.
But the Deep Space Nine argument is Odo's communicator, is that Odo can create the look of things. When Odo turns into a pile of goo, there should be a communicator floating on the top of the goo.
Yeah.
That is the real thing because it's a technical piece of electronics that actually works.
Yeah.
So people have often wondered about that. And I don't know if there's an actual answer.
The answer is shut up and don't think about it too much.
Sure. No, that's part of the thing. It's like with Data. He's such a sophisticated android. Couldn't they have made his skin a proper shade of beige?
Yeah.
Or human flesh tone instead of like that weird gold color?
I'm assuming the point was not to look perfectly identical to humans. You know he's an android?
I've seen enough. There's more.
But that's the thing. It's like it's for the TV show.
Yeah.
It's not, if Odo just looked like a regular guy.
Oh yeah.
You know, he looks a little weird, and I like that he's still like learning. He hasn't perfected shapeshifting. It would have been interesting if later by season 7 he kind of looked more like Rene Auberjonois. Like,
That'd be nice.
Like he got better at it.
Yeah.
Throughout each season.
Inconsequential thing. What's inconsequential to you may be important to me. Did he say anything about his home world? No.
It's an important episode for him. It's an important episode for the series, really. It's the first mention of the changelings.
So this guy, he kills one of the Miradorn guys, and they're really mad and they want to kill this guy. But he's a fugitive, and him and Odo, he's got to go back to his home planet, but he has this key thing that's shape-shifting material that's intriguing Odo. So he's kind of like leading him along.
Well,
saying,
I think it's important to note about Odo that Odo was like discovered. There is no species that the Federation or anybody in Star Trek space knows about like Odo. He's unique. They've never seen anything like him before. Odo doesn't know what his heritage is. He doesn't know who or what his people are. And this is the first mention he's heard anything about where he might come from on the other side of the recently opened wormhole. He has definitely important ties to the other side of the wormhole, which is important later on.
And so this criminal wants to basically trick Odo into taking him through the wormhole to the other side to this special vortex where he says he's met shapeshifters. He's lying, of course. He has ulterior motives, but they're good motives.
Yes.
Because he has stowed away his daughter. He has committed crimes on his home planet, and the punishment for the crimes are this government kills your whole family.
He's more of a political criminal than like an actual bloodthirsty criminal.
Yeah, he's not like a murderer. He opposed the government or something like that. And so he uses the key to unlock this cryostasis chamber that has his daughter in it. And there were no shapeshifters here. No, Odo, but I'm saving my daughter, you know. And then against all character traits of Odo, he lets it slide.
Well, that's the whole thing, is them developing a bond, a relationship, trust.
But Odo doesn't say you have to go back to your home planet. I'm sorry, I'm Law and Order Odo, you know. He's like, you taught me some stuff. I'm not completely heartless. Here, I'm going to hand you off to these Vulcans. Best of luck to you. And the aliens, the Miradorns, which I think, I don't know if Michael Westmore was doing the makeup at this point, slipped in some, let's just say, X-rated material on their face. If you know what I'm talking about.
I think I do. Yeah.
Have you known any twinned Miradorn, Commander?
I haven't met any before now.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. With the Virginia O'Keeffe makeup.
We're not perverts.
Producers of Star Trek are perverts.
Next, Battle Lions.
Is that the Immortal episode? Yeah.
I put this as one of my favorites.
I was shocked Kai Opaka wasn't in more episodes. My memory had her being a more prominent character. She shows up in, the first episode, Emissary, and this. And she's kind of like politically an important character. It's weird to write her off the show this way.
Well, you know why they did.
Why do they? Because there's a chance to bring her back?
No, because obviously they're opening the door for Kai Wynn.
No, I know that, but I think she should have had a death that had more to do with the political shit on Bajor than this weird random planet.
It's the will.
And
of
they
the
should have
prophets.
actually had the balls to kill her.
The will of the prophets.
Whatever.
It's interesting you chose this viewport. Wormhole is just out there.
So Kai Opaka is lured by the prophets to seek out the wormhole and go there with O'Brien and Kira and Cisco through a runabout through the wormhole. They accidentally crash land on a penal colony that has satellites in the orbit that keep everyone alive, regenerate their cells, so they're forced to live in a hell of dying over and over again, and they never learn to cooperate. And Kai Opaka gets killed during the crash, and therefore she is continually resurrected forever, therefore being stuck on the planet.
Well, they never learn to cooperate because there's never any real consequences towards their violence. There's no reason to.
And she's a peacemaker, she's a mediator, negotiator, whatever you want to call her, spiritual leader, and that is her calling, and she decides to stay.
Yeah.
And it's a solid cave episode.
Yeah, I just hate that an episode with huge political ramifications for the series is in this weird random episode with these weird aliens on a random planet. That just bothered me. I don't know.
Okay.
This felt like something that should have happened on Bajor or the station.
You thought Kai Opaka's death should have been more dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah. That wasn't the will of the prophets.
Or even a plot, dare I say.
And then
Now, this episode takes place on Bajor. It's called The Storyteller.
Now, you described this episode as
Miles
O'Brien yells at clouds.
Miles O'Brien yells at a cloud. This is total TNG.
Yes, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's goofy fun.
I kind of, it has a couple of, this is not a favorite of mine.
No.
Has a couple of things where O'Brien doesn't want to go down there with...
That's the most interesting thing about it, is where their relationship is at this point.
At this point. They become good friends later, but he's annoyed by Bashir, as everyone is.
And there's no real resolution to that either.
Other than Bashir kind of helps him get out of this.
Don't you see? This is your chance to prove once and for all that you are the true Syrah!
This is kind of a funny episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of a stupid, funny episode because Miles O'Brien is just annoyed the whole time. He's like the grumpy Irishman.
It's funny. The whole point is it's funny that a grumpy Irishman would become the spiritual leader for these people. It's a joke.
O'Brien's skill set lies in fixing things, and he's not a diplomat.
Yes.
And that's why it's funny that he's in this position. And he's grumpy, he's angry, he doesn't want to go.
He's
on this
uncomfortable.
mission. They're offering him. He becomes the premise is this stupid village has one person that yells at a cloud every so often, or else the cloud destroys the village. It tells the story, and there really is no purpose of the storyteller other than the collective energy from the.
It's all a fraud to keep the village unified.
Yeah. They shoot goodwill, Care Bear energy at this evil cloud, and it goes away. And then so the storyteller dies, and then he appoints a successor, and it's not the guy who was supposed to be the successor, who trained for it.
Yeah.
It's Miles O'Brien for no reason. And then the other guy tries to stab Miles in the back, and then they're like, "Oh, that was all right. We forgive
That's fine,
you.
yeah.
we understand why you did it." They offer Miles O'Brien gifts. They bring
Women,
local to have sleep with them against their will.
How can I help you, ladies?
I think they're the ones offering services, Chief.
I mean, it's total like madness. And Julian's like, can I be the storyteller?
We're visitors here, Chief. It would be impolite to refuse our hosts.
Ha ha ha, isn't it funny the situation you're in? Julian, shut your fucking mouth. Just want to get out of here. I don't know anything. And then he's like,
Let's get out of here before they change their minds.
the story, whatever, the cloud, get me the fuck out of here. And then it ends.
Yep.
It's about time.
Miles O'Brien falls down, and the other guy runs up and takes his place, and he's, let's just get the fuck out of here.
Miles O'Brien needed to swear more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right you are, sir.
Next up is Progress. Evacuation.
Excellent episode.
You love Progress.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now tell me about
A
it.
good guest star.
I told you, my life's here. If I leave here, I'll die. So I'd rather die here.
I guess there is a Bajoran farm on a moon, and the provisional Bajoran government, they want to turn this moon into like an energy producing facility, but it's going to poison the atmosphere of the moon, so they have to forcibly evacuate everyone who had settled there. And Kira discovers this farmer who is not evacuated yet, and he does not want to leave his farm. And she develops a nice relationship with this man. She identifies with him, and he doesn't want to leave. And Kira is torn on her duty.
It's like the Native American episode of TNG.
Yeah.
God, there's so many evacuation episodes, and we don't want to leave.
Commander, we appreciate your concern, but we're not going anywhere. We'll manage, we always have.
From whether or not the planet is being claimed by this part of space. What's the one with the Shellyak, right?
Remove the humans from the Tau Cygna system. 3 Earth days remain.
And Data's got to convince everyone to leave.
Yeah.
There's shades of that. But for Kira specifically, she's used to being, the freedom fighter, fighting against the power.
That's her conflict.
And now she's conflicted because now she's on the side of the government in power that has to forcibly oppress somebody.
She's become the uniform.
She has become the uniform. She has become the oppressor.
Yeah.
And she's uncomfortable with that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You sent those 2 uniforms after Baltram and Keenan.
That's right. Doing what has to be done.
Me too.
Now, the B plot in this, I don't...
Oh, yeah. Oh, the B plot in this is the best.
That's a lot of Latin.
That's a lot of yamak sauce.
Nog and Jake have come into yamak sauce that Quark doesn't want. So they're trying to sell, they want money, but they're trying to get rid of it, and they go through many different phases of trading it with other people.
They're trying to keep trading up to get something they would want.
Yeah, mainly gold pressed Latin.
They start off, Quark has all this yamak sauce. And, yamak sauce is something that Cardassians like. And Cardassians have been kicked out of Bajor. What are we gonna do with all this disgusting yamak sauce that nobody wants? And Nog, being the good Ferengi that he is, his lobes
tingle.
His lobes start tingling. He says, there's opportunity here.
I'm getting that tingling in the lobes. And when a lobe tingles, it means only one thing. Opportunity.
and he and his friend Jake, they decide, well, we're gonna use this Yamak sauce. We're gonna find some profit. So they trade the Yamak sauce for the self-sealing stem bolts. Nobody knows what the fuck a self-sealing stem bolt's in.
Even O'Brien.
Even O'Brien.
Well, you know. Why does anybody use self-sealing stem bolts?
I wouldn't know. I've never used them.
Jake and Nog, who just bought them, don't know what they do, but they know they can do something with them. And it's just kind of fun.
The A plot is Kira is trying to evacuate this old man, and the B plot is the Nog and Jake's trying to sell stuff. Eventually, though, they are able to trade up to getting land.
Mm-hmm. Which for some reason Nog sees no value in, even though land is the most fantastic thing to have. But still.
But here's the interesting subversion, or just completely oblivious to the writers, was that I totally thought A and B were going to come together, and that's the solution to where Kira could relocate the man.
Yeah?
All we have is dirt.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not dirt, it's land.
What are we supposed to do with this land?
Yeah, well, I think they already had land from Bajor. I think there was somewhere they were going to bring them. It would have made sense from a writing perspective. Yeah.
From the writing perspective, was that was a great spot for him to resettle, and
there
it just seems too convenient or coincidental.
There isn't a good ending for him, though.
No, Kira burns his house down.
Kira burns his house down. He's said multiple times, "I'm going to die without my land." He's not. He is forcibly removed by Kira. She makes the choice. Well, I guess I'm the man now, and I don't get the impression good things are in store for this man.
No, it's a dark ending.
It's a very dark ending.
Because it's Deep Space Nine, not TNG.
Yes.
TNG would have found a nice solution, and maybe that was the mislead there. Is like I don't know if early on in the show they had said we have a spot for you, or if you just have to relocate, we'll figure it out later. And then throughout the story, Jake and Nog come into land, and that would have been a great TNG episode. Is wow, these kids on the station bought 20 acres of land. For you to rebuild your farm on. We can even transport the house.
Yeah.
And you can start over there. Well, that's great. Blah, 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 blah. But nope, she just sets his house on fire.
Yep.
And says good
Blows
luck.
his kiln up, and he just spent all that time building. I just got to finish my kiln.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I've been dreaming of building this kiln for years. Yep. Finally did it.
She phasers it. So yeah, a bittersweet ending. She saved his life, but also, did she really?
She cut down that nasty old tree, is what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? You cut it down?
I don't know yet.
That's what Deep Space Nine excels at, making the hard choices.
Gray areas.
Gray areas.
2 to beam up.
We've learned that on this station, you are the thin beige line between order and chaos.
The Forsaken. Love it. Luoxana Troy.
Oh, yeah.
Our TNG lady is back. This is another Odo episode.
I always like Luoxana.
Oh, yeah.
Do other people find her irritating?
I'm sure people do.
Yeah. No, she's great. The bit is she's a horny old woman. Right, but there's always more depth than you think to her character, and that's what I like about her. Ha ha ha, she's hot for Picard. Ha ha ha, and then she says something like really wise at some point in the episode.
One of my favorite TNG episodes is when she falls in love with the man who's forced to commit
the euthanasia
suicide.
episode.
Yeah. Who has to die at age 60 because that's their culture.
Yeah.
And she doesn't understand it at all, and that's a great culture clash. Episode. But this one's great too because she falls in love with Odo. Odo finds her brooch in the Quark's bar, finds out he uses his clever investigational skills that he's so good at.
But how did you know?
Dopterians are distant relatives of the Ferengi. It made sense that since you couldn't read Quark, you might not be able to read this charming fellow either.
Oh, how perfectly brilliant of you.
To find out who stole the brooch, and she falls in love with him. And he's of course very guarded and rigid and not interested at all, and she's the complete opposite.
Is Odo your first or last name?
Yes.
They get stuck in an elevator.
It's like a sitcom cliche.
Yeah, this is an interesting episode because it has an ABC plot.
Is this the one with the sentient computer virus thing they downloaded? And then Bashir, he's got to deal with the diplomats.
So there's three things going on. Lwaxana, Troi, and Odo are trapped in the turbolift. They have character development stuff. Bashir has to host three very annoying, hard to deal with diplomats. And then at the same time, O'Brien is dealing with a computer problem. It's like they described as a puppy dog. A thing that came off of a probe satellite.
Yeah, it's got a probe from the wormhole.
And it wants attention. And it's like in the computer and kind of luring O'Brien back to
causing problems, so O'Brien comes back to interact with it, yes.
And that, of course, that connects with all the other storylines because it causes the explosion that Bashir has to save the diplomats. It causes the elevator malfunction. But the real heart of the episode is Odo and Lwaxana Troi. Odo's ashamed because he has to revert to his liquid state. He doesn't want her to see. He's ashamed. And then when she removes her wig, she's like, sometimes we pretend to be something we're not, and we're really kind of vulnerable underneath everything else.
You're not the only one who's putting on a face and not being your true self all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I only wish that they had rekindled or done future episodes with those two.
Doesn't she come back at some point?
I don't think so. Odo develops a relationship with Kira, which seemed I never.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm 100% with you on that.
I never got that.
Star Trek has never handled romance well. Never. They've had some one episode romances, but Star Trek has never had a successful, long-running will they, won't they romantic plot line.
Right.
Yes, I see.
So when Odo helps Lwaxana Troi find her brooch and recover it, later on she comes to his office. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And she's like, Odo, and she pushes him against the wall, right? And she's like, ooh, uncomfortably harassing him, right? On a level to where he's just like, he doesn't know what to do. He goes to Sisko, and this is another kind of example of how Sisko is very different than Picard, right? He goes to Sisko and he's like, Commander Sisko, Lwaxana Troi, and he's like one of the diplomats. He's like, yes, she very, very aggressively was sexually harassing me and implying that we could be lovers and blah, 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 blah. And I found it very, very, very unprofessional and uncomfortable and blah, 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 blah. And I pictured Picard going, I'll talk with her. Dismissed. Right?
Yeah.
I'll have a talk with Mrs. Troi. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Odo. And then Sisko goes, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with a little love?
That's what he tells Dax every time she complains about Bashir.
Yeah.
Have you thought of letting her catch you?
Sir?
Yes.
Could it be such a bad thing if you fucked Lwaxana Troi? But sir, I have no interest in this woman whatsoever. And she constantly sexually harasses me.
A little romance, Odo.
What's wrong with a little love, Odo? Ha ha ha, get out. But this is good though, Rich. Because you don't want characters that are just carbon copies of other characters. Sisko, he does not care at all about his job. Until you get to the final episode when Jake is complaining to him about science and religion. Then he says some smart things.
With all this stuff about the Celestial Temple and the wormhole, it's dumb.
You've got to realize something, Jake. For over 50 years, the one thing that allowed the Bajorans to survive the Cardassian occupation was their faith.
Are you serious?
My point is, it's a matter of interpretation. It may not be what you believe, but that doesn't make it wrong. If you start to think that way, You'll be acting just like Vedic Wynn, only from the other side.
I say this lightly.
I know.
It's because it's just kind of funny. And it's meant to be humorous.
It's meant to be a comedy episode, so we gloss over these things.
Dramatis persona.
I'll know when you say what the episode was about.
This is the Klingons. A Klingon spreads infections of a space head virus that affects the senior staff into thinking they're recreating a violent rebellion.
It's cute.
Cute.
It's cute. Cisco just fascinated on just building clocks. That's, you know what?
Okay, Cisco
that
builds
was
a clock.
fun. Suddenly he's obsessed with clocks, not running the station. He loses all of his...
I think that clock hangs around the rest of the show.
Does it? Oh, that's amazing.
I remember seeing it later seasons. So yeah, an infected Klingon, the Klingon ship blows up right in front of the station. A Klingon beams over and then spreads this virus that an alien had infected the Klingons with that basically retells the story of some kind of great conflict. And so everyone the Starfleets become paranoid of the Bajorans, and they start taking sides.
Yeah.
Basically, it's an everyone acts different episode, which I should have included in my list in the beginning.
Makes it odd for season 1 because we have to learn who all these characters are, and suddenly...
It's a later.
I mean, okay, later season 1.
That first scene when Bashir is like, they're... Kira's acting really fucking fishy,
Yeah.
And Odo's like, what?
Just don't be surprised if the uneasy alliance on this station starts to show a few cracks.
What uneasy alliance?
Mark my words, there's going to be trouble.
Odo's like the Data, where he's unaffected. That's when, remember the virus tries to get in Odo's head and his face like opens up. And,
yeah.
It wasn't able to co-opt him, so he's the one running the show as everyone goes off the rails.
It's fine, Odo. I like the way he tricks Bajir into helping him.
Yes.
Yeah. He plays into the delusion.
Yeah.
Glad you two could make it.
Computer, execute Odo 1.
But yeah, I would just consider that a fun episode, not necessarily like groundbreaking or super strong in the characters or anything like that. Other than you have the Kira and Cisco kind of.
Yeah, but it's all brain influenced delusions.
Before that.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of at odds about that shipment of the dolomite.
Let me conduct a search, and if I find any dolomite, we can confiscate it.
It's dolomite, but the whole time I kept thinking they were saying dolomite. That the alien race was bringing dolomite to the station and going somewhere else, and she's like, that's what they used to sell to the Cardassians to make weapons.
Right.
And he's like, we can't prove that. She's like, we need to arrest them and impound their ship and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, these are different times, lady. Relax.
I think we'll let it go. This time.
Now, on to my favorite episode of Star Trek of all time, Duet.
Okay, I've got that. That's yep.
I mean...
Yep, just amazing acting.
Oh, no, of course not. No, you see, you're the one who's lying now, Major. It's not the truth you're interested in. All you want is vengeance.
That guy who plays Galdar Heel, in quotes, they pulled in, I don't know who that is, but he's great.
As for instance, how did I feel when we were withdrawing from Bajor? The answer is I was furious. The thought of leaving any survivors behind was repulsive to me.
Law does not recognize the existence of ghosts. I don't believe in them either. So I don't want to hear a lot of malarkey about goblins, spooks, and demons. We're going to stick to the facts in this case. Leave the ghost stories to the kiddies, understood?
Wow, sounds like a pretty open-minded guy, huh?
In fact, all the actors on this show.
Yeah. Star Trek historically has casted very well.
Oh, a relatable life experience for us both, which came to the ground we're still bond of mutual affection.
Very well.
Yes, idiot, back.
Apologies.
The stars and the guest stars.
Yeah. How many Cardassian civilians did you kill?
Look, I regret a lot of what I had to do.
How convenient of you.
We had no choice. We were fighting for survival.
So were we. We had an empire to protect. We needed your resources. Everything I did was for the greater glory of Cardassia. And if you spineless scum had to be ground under, so much the better.
Pull your shit together, Darum. You're Kyonian, bitch.
And keep a close eye on your bowel movements for the next 3 days. Call me if anything moves.
I want to talk about Goldacott more, but he's hardly in this season.
I mean, he's fantastic.
Yes.
And Garrick is Andrew Robinson, and fucking Armin Shimmerman, Quark. He's so good. They're all good. Non-visitor.
I mean, Armin Sherman, this is his redemption role. He was the original Ferengi.
Oh, yeah.
With the laser whips.
Yeah. No, but he's just born to play that part.
Yeah.
All the actors are fantastic, but this guy who plays the Cardassian's great, and this is certainly a Kira episode.
It's a good Kira episode, but the guest star steals the show. Some layers of subtlety when he's being deceitful, and then some amazing acting when he's honest. Good stuff.
If you felt that way about your filing clerks, why did you take Maritz's name?
My plan was to do nothing less than kill every Bajoran in the camp. And to this day, my one regret is that I was not able to accomplish this honorable goal.
You're Maritza, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. And great story about
guilt, forgiveness,
racism, stereotyping. I mean, it's really
how war crimes can affect everybody. Yeah. The plot is our Cardassian ends up on the station, and he's got some disease that only exists in people who are at this one forced labor camp.
Yeah.
And Kira sees that he's a Cardassian. He's like, oh, that guy's a war criminal. And they put him in the brig. And he claims, no, I'm just a filing clerk. I wasn't even there. I had some entirely different disease. And there's this whole, mystery about who this guy really is.
Well, in that case, I'll try to make my lies more opaque.
And there's like layers of double crosses, because he was a filing clerk, but he was a filing clerk at the labor camp, not somewhere else. But he is trying to pretend that he was the guy in charge of the labor camp because he wants the Cardassians to be prosecuted, for like the crimes they committed.
He has himself surgically altered to look like Gul Darheel, the war criminal, but he is secretly just the stupid filing clerk, Amin Maritza.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Gul Darheel is a Joseph Mengele working at Auschwitz, right?
But like the kind of in charge of
a high-ranking Nazi, and then there's the guards or the whatevers that were just following their orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
The duet title implies a back and forth.
So that makes him a war criminal just being there.
If you'd seen the things I saw, all those Bajoran bodies, starved, brutalized. You know what Cardassian policy was? Oh, I'm not even talking about the murder. Murder was just the end of the fun for them. First came the humiliation. Mothers raped in front of their children. Husbands beaten until their wives couldn't recognize them. Old people buried alive because they couldn't work anymore.
Well, her arc is she doesn't even care whether or not he was the actual labor camp leader. Mm-hmm. It's just, he's a Cardassian, he was there. Fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck him. She's very bitter, very angry. Then she gets to a point where she kind of feels guilty that she doesn't care if he was just a filing clerk. And then she feels justified because, oh well, no, he really was the leader. And then finally you get to the real reveal that no, it is the filing clerk, and this is all a whole plot because he feels horribly guilty about the things the Cardassian did, and he wants the Cardassians to be held accountable. And she kind of forgives him then.
Yeah.
She admits that, no, you are a good person.
Yeah.
No more good people have to die. So she goes on an emotional roller coaster.
It's a wild emotional ride for her, because at the end he gets assassinated by the drunk, angry, racist Bajoran man who only sees the race.
Yeah.
And
She goes from wanting to be the person who stabbed him to crying over his death.
Yeah. In 41 minutes. You did this whole story. And yeah, it is brilliant. It is well acted. It is tightly written, and it deals with about 5-6 different layers of emotions and complexity.
The subtleties of his acting, when he's doing the megalomaniacal speech, but on some level he's also condemning the actions of the Cardassians, even though he's trying to pretend he's being megalomaniacal.
You're insane.
Oh, no, Major. You can't dismiss me that easily. I did what had to be done. My men understood that, and that's why they love me. I would order them to go out and kill Bajoran scum. And they'd do it. They'd murder them. And they'd come back covered in blood. But they felt clean.
And then you got that moment near the end where he's doing like the fake crying that turns into real crying, when it's revealed that he was the filing clerk there and he cried himself to sleep every night hearing the screams of the people.
He was a coward.
Yes. I wrote down this would work as a stage play.
Yes.
And that you don't need a bunch of lasers to be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking the same thing, that this feels like a play.
Yeah.
Like a dramatic play.
Yeah.
And they don't write Star Trek like this anymore. That's for damn sure.
I think I swallowed my comm badge.
Already?
Yeah.
That's my number one, maybe of all time. Now, there's different kinds of Star Trek episodes, you know.
Yeah.
This isn't like, I really like the episode Disaster on TNG, you know.
Well, there's good fun episodes, and then there's good dramatic episodes. This is a good dramatic episode.
Are you Kodos? I asked you a question.
Do you believe that I am?
I do.
Then I am Kodos, if it pleases you to believe so.
Oh, I wrote one more thing. This reminded me of Conscience of a King, TOS. Kind of an inverse, where TOS, there's like a Shakespearean actor who Kirk recognizes as being
the butcher of
the butcher of something or other.
The colony that he lived on.
And there's this whole thing: is he who he claims to be? Is he just an actor? Yeah. Though in TOS he actually is the genocidal butcher.
Yes, yeah. Similar in style.
Yeah.
Like this ship of yours.
There are no previous records to Anton Caridian prior to 20 years ago.
Blood thins. Body fails. One is finally grateful for a failing memory.
I think that we are redefining what it means to be a warrior. You know what I mean? Like, a warrior doesn't always mean picking up, weapon and going into battle. There's like a lot of other battlefields. And so I think that's what we're doing in Starfleet Academy with Klingon.
Anyway, last episode, In the Hands of the Prophets, your season finale.
The episode where Lieutenant Worf is torn between his duty to the Enterprise and his Klingon heritage when two Klingons take over the Enterprise.
It is that, yeah.
It's an amazing episode.
How dare you, Paramount Plus.
I wrote down space politics done right.
Yeah.
Everyone, Phantom Menace, space politics is boring. No, it's just written poorly. This is space politics done right.
Right. This opens with a very unexpected, out of nowhere, science versus religion debate.
Also our introduction to one of the best Star Trek villains.
This begins to explain how a ship at impulse can safely pass through without...
Ships are safely guided through the passage by the hands of the prophets.
In a manner of speaking.
Not apparently in your manner of speaking.
Nurse Ratched herself, Kai Wynn.
Vedic Wynn, you're spoiling future seasons.
Vedic Wynn, yes. Who shows up on the station to cause trouble with Keiko O'Brien's school.
I don't teach Bajoran spiritual beliefs. That's your job. Mine is to open the children's minds to history, to literature, to mathematics, to science.
You are opening the children's minds to blasphemy, and I cannot permit it to continue.
She's teaching about the wormhole, which is a sacred temple to the Bajorans, but to the godless godless secular federation, they see it as a space phenomenon with
aliens. Advanced aliens who did this, and the Bajorans see them as their gods.
Right. And Keiko does her very best to say, well, you know, the Bajorans believe that, but we believe this. And she's like, no, you must teach it.
That wonderful, delightful fake smile. Yeah. Oh, she's such a great villain.
Yeah. She's good.
Fake humble. This fake humble. You just want to slap that smile off her face.
So full of it.
I'm so benevolent.
Yeah.
Oh, I empathize with you, but
you better do it my way.
Right.
Or else there's going to be problems. She's a politician, and that's what Sisko has that great comment when he goes down to talk to Vedic Bareil, and he's like,
well, he's her inverse.
He's her inverse, but he doesn't want to get involved, and he's like, well, the prophets said, he's like, the prophets are politics.
Yep.
School.
So it turns out that Kai Wynn orchestrated this whole thing to lure Vedic Bareil, her rival for the Kai ship, to have him assassinated by a brainwashed young lady who is working under the tutelage of Miles O'Brien.
Who we've seen her in other episodes of O'Brien
She's in
too.
One other episode.
Yeah.
Briefly. Yeah, it's a assassination plot mystery. They find the charred remains of a Starfleet guy burnt up in the Jeffries tube, and they got to figure out. Odo's helping, and turns out this whole thing was just a ploy. And Kai Wynn says nothing. The girl who gets arrested says nothing, and Sisko's.
My escape route got, compromised. I can't get away after I assassinate him. Well, it's the will of the prophets then.
But if I go through with this now, I will be caught and executed.
The sacrifices the prophets call on us to make are great sometimes, my dear.
Looking back at the whole first season, the Federation goes to Bajor to protect the Bajorans from the Cardassians, but they're really protecting the Bajorans from the Bajorans. The Cardassians are nothing but helpful.
Yeah.
You know?
That is true, yes.
When they're trying to find out the identity of Maritza.
They get the files reluctantly, but they get the files.
Reluctantly helps, and then they're showing up, and what's going on, and they're barely in the season, and it's Bajorans being sketchy and their own internal conflicts. So,
but if you're not comfortable with completing this assignment, I'll find someone else who is.
The Cardassians are uncomplicated in terms of their political aspirations or goals, or what they want: power, they want territory, whatever. The Bajorans are a little more fractured and complex, and then you have this Kai. They're using religion as a crutch or a device.
Well, religion was all they had for over 50 years. Yeah. It's very important to them.
Yeah. And a lot of them are using it as a tool for
as horrible people frequently do in the real world. Vedic Wynn a complete hypocrite? On some level, does she believe her own? Is she at all a believer, or is it all pure hypocrisy for power? Like I said, I know there's a lot more with her, but I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun adventure.
It will.
Well, I've enjoyed our Deep Space Nine chat. Now, if any of this sounds interesting to any of you millennials, Zoomers, and alphas out there who just might be tired.
Generic witty banter.
Is anybody listening?
Man, why does everything have to be a full-on lesson in this place?
Because it's a school, Caleb.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You're a normie, right? And you've always thought Star Trek is for nerds, and you like Star Wars. Well, Deep Space Nine has all of the war stuff, but it's all also very intelligently written. I honestly believe Deep Space Nine probably has better mass appeal than something like TNG does, because you get your character drama, character conflicts, and there's a slow build-up to a very big intergalactic war.
Yeah, towards the end.
Yeah.
It runs the gamut of television storytelling, like lots of different types of shows. More so in Deep Space Nine. And there are people out there, we've talked about TNG a lot of them try to get to that first season. It's a little rough. This season is much more palatable.
This is a good place to start.
This first season.
This is a good place to start.
And then really, it just gets better and better after that. TNG season 7 had some
Season 7's
bumps.
fine. It's not as good as 3 through 6, but it's fine.
The sweet spot of TNG is in the middle.
Yeah.
The Deep Space Nine is
a gradient.
It's a gradient that continues upward.
Deep Space Nine is the one that questions the Star Trek philosophies. Put it to the test.
Yeah, put it to the test. It's more challenging. But
the answers aren't easy.
The answers are not easy. Yes, and everything doesn't always tie up in a nice, neat bow at the end.
Sometimes you kick a farmer off the land he's been on for the last 40 years.
Because
and you burn his farm down. Sometimes.
Sometimes that has to happen. Right. Great writing, great show. We'll probably talk about it more, but if you're a youthful person out there who wants to turn on a nice 41-minute long show one night and watch it, get into old Star Trek. This is the revival.
Would you say, if you wanted to get into old Star Trek, would you say this is a better place to start than TNG or TOS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. That's the word.